This is the Beauty Bakerie foundation in 317W. I'm using their black blending egg to blend out the foundation. I'm now using my favorite drugstore concealer, the Maybelline Fit Me concealers, and I'm currently using the black opal foundation stick. Now going in with the sponge from Dark Skin Makeup Daily, I'm blending out the cream products that I have applied on my face. Now, what I'm doing right here is I'm going in with that same sponge that I used to blend out my foundation to blend out the harsh edges of the concealer. Now, you guys know I normally don't use this much concealer, and this time I used way too much. So, yeah. This is the B. Taylor Beauty Powder in the shade Latte, and I'm going in setting underneath my eyes. This is the newest face powder to my makeup collection. This is in the shade Filtr 10 and it's from Morphe. Wow, they're upside down, the Fenty Beauty bronzers. As usual, I use both the shades Beige and Gal and Cocoa Naughty. I'm just taking that same powder that I used to set underneath my eyes to kind of carve out my cheeks, and just buffing it out with that Morphe powder that's still on the brush. Here's the Scott Barnes contour palette. I'm going in with the shade Snatched. I've spent a lot of time experimenting with this palette, a lot of trial and error, just because I'm not used to contouring my face. So the shade Snatched is perfect for an eyebrow powder. This is the Snatural eyeshadow palette, and I'm going in the shades Foxy and Femme. The shade Femme is more of a shimmer shade, but I liked to mix both of them for this look. I know a lot of people don't like shimmer in the crease area, but these two shades worked very well together, and I'm just working on building it up. Now I'm applying both those shades on the lower lash line. Now I'm going in with the shade Temptation to deepen my crease further. Now going into the black shade, which is called Sin. So pigmented. Going into the shade Silver Screen. Now this has a super special formula to it because you don't have to wet your brush in order to get the intensity of the shadow. So I mean, this special formula, if there were multiple shades in it, oh my goodness, I would just buy them all because it's incredible. You have to be mindful when using the Sculpting contour palette because once it's on your face, it's so hard to buff. Like, I was heavy-handed. I definitely suggest shearing it out on your hands after you dipped your brush into the palette, and also be mindful that the tool you use is definitely going to determine how it performs. I'm going in with 2 shades to contour my nose, and those are Sliced and Chiseled. And the one that I used to carve under my cheek was Frame. I have used just about every shade in this palette so far. I just haven't used the shade Minimalist yet, but the shade that I just went in is called Strike a Rose. And these blushes are very pigmented, so again, when you dip it in there, kind of shear it out on your hand. This is the Glow Getter palette from Private Society Cosmetics. I did not order Scott Barnes highlighter palette because I have this one, but if I didn't have this one, I would order the Scott Barnes one. Using Scott Barnes fan brush, this makes applying highlighter so much easier, and it's so effortless. I'm using a small Real Techniques brush to apply highlighter in more, difficult places on my face. I'm going in with the shade Ice Queen from the Glow Getter palette. Here are swatches of the Snatural eyeshadow palette. So the matte shades are super pigmented and super soft and creamy to the touch. The shimmer metallic-y shades, the special shades, they're formulated in such a way that there's no fallout and there's no need to have to wet your brush to get the intensity. I use the shades Chiseled and Sliced for my nose, hashtag shade for underneath my jawline, Diced, Sculpt, and Carve as eyeshadow, Snatched as an eyebrow powder, and the shade Frame to carve underneath my cheeks. So again, when using this palette, be mindful that they're so pigmented, so it's best to shear it out on the back of your hand, kind of blend it out before you apply it to your face. I have gotten so much use out of this palette. I've used every shade except for Minimalist, and the 2 highlighter shades that you see here, they're called amplifiers, so you put them on top of the blush to give it more of a sheen. I wanted you guys to see the brushes up close. These are very soft, high quality brushes. I hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you guys want anything seen in depth in another video, just let me know. Leave any comments and questions down below. Until next time, bye guys.